Good morning. I'm going to show this video, and it's nothing more than another mindless, baseless jab toward black women by a black man. And this video is was sent to me, and it's a black man that's giving his take about it. So I'm just going to let it play and give my commentary.
So he said, the answer is simple, brother. Most of the sisters were raised in broken homes and they don't have proper guidance to how they should treat a man. So they mess up a lot in relationships. The biggest difference is a white woman knows her position and accepts her role as a woman and let her man lead. Black women believes it's 50-50 and you have to be uneducated to ever think such a thing. Black women are stubborn, closed-minded, always want to argue and be the boss. Men don't like that S word, especially if you're successful, young black athletes, especially if you're successful. Young black athletes are looking for a woman to submit, do they part, and they handle business. Men needs peace of mind, and you don't get that with black women. He then responded later, I guess after he got flack for what he said. He said, just leave it as it is. The biggest problem with some women is that they can never take responsibilities for their actions. They hate to admit when they are wrong, and you can never get better at anything unless you can admit your fears and mistakes. How would I be a better football player if I'm not coachable? Black women are not coachable. Let's put it that way. So if we want to talk about mistakes, we can talk about all these grammatical mistakes that this man wrote in this response. This was on Facebook. So the first thing that irritated me was the grammatical issues within all of this. I mean, as an adult, spell check is free. But anyway, this response bugged the crap out of me. Now, I don't intend to offend anybody with anything that I have to say in this video. And if you're sensitive to race discussions and black, white people type stuff, just don't even watch and just save yourself some time. Now, everyone has a right to feel how they feel, just like I have a right to feel how I feel. And it irritates me as a black man when I see other black men downing, specifically talking about black women. I don't like to see black men down other black women as a way to raise another race. I don't like that. I don't like when you try to give your rationale for why you date outside of your race, when your rationale is that all these negative stereotypes. Because essentially that's all they are. And I made videos on stereotypes, and we all know with every stereotype, there is truth in every stereotype. But it really takes an ignorant person to believe that stereotypes are applicable to an entire race. Or to an entire gender. You really have to be ignorant to believe that that is true. Clearly this man is ignorant, and that's obvious in the way that he writes. But it bothers me because he's not the only man who thinks this way. He's not the only black man who feels this way about black women.
Okay, let's just get right to it. Black men, for the most part, and I'm just going to speak collectively, because I don't want nobody to come here whining and talk about I'm bashing black men. If you think that's what it is, this is not the channel for you. Black men, for the most part, in general, are narcissistically sociopathic. Now, sociopaths, like narcissists, they are created, unlike psychopaths that are born. But, black men are taught that they're the only victim of racism, and police brutality, and all the other myriad forms of inequality and discrimination. They just act like black women don't have these issues. We deal with it just the way they do, and we get it even worse because we get the gender component. And I've mentioned that in a previous video. But I'm just going to say this quite boldly. For the most part, with black men, many of them, they just simply think their shit don't stink. And that's just what it is. They want to scapegoat the black woman for all the ills, for all the problems in the black community. Now, they sit up here and they trough around with their favorite little scripture about women submitting themselves to them. First of all, the scripture says, wives, submit yourselves to your husbands. It didn't say Pookie, Ray Ray, or Jaquan, or any of these other biscuit head, bucket mouth, neck bone bandits out here that think that they're entitled. Number one. Number two, there is a scripture that follows that scripture about wives submit yourselves to your husbands. Because see, the Bible is about accountability. And I'll say that when I say this following scripture, which is, husbands, love your wives. Put away not your wives. Now that scripture follows the scripture where it says, wives, submit yourselves to your husband. Now, even though the scripture is pointing out that wives submit themselves to their husband, it also states that the husband is to love his wife and put away not his wife. They don't mention that scripture. They don't like that one. Because what that scripture points out is, it's not about the woman just submitting to you. It's about you earning it. You're not entitled. You have a part to play in the marriage, in the relationship, just like it's not all on the woman. But black men love to put it all on the black woman. Everything is her fault. They sit up here and complain about single mothers when they are the reason for the single mothers. Now, I'm not saying women don't have a part to play in it, because they do. Because women need to stop sleeping with black men because they're black. They need to stop sleeping with these black men for stereotypical reasons. Black women needs to elevate herself and elevate her self-esteem. Then that way she can make better choices. Now, you get some black women who have made quote unquote better choices, and the men still leave. The woman could be in shape, work, educated, the whole 9 yards, do everything right by the book, get married, the whole bit, and the men will step out. Why? Because black men have bought into the white standard of beauty. And I've mentioned that previously too. And I'm going to continue to say that until it clicks, until it is understood. See, white men didn't have any beauty standards to buy into. They don't sit up there. You would never hear a white man talk about white women the way black men talk about black women. And we see this whole Karendom that we got going on out here. I don't know what's worse, that or gangsterdom. You get these white women out here who are just vicious beyond imagination. But the black men will kill a black woman for one. Never mind the fact that white supremacy centers around white women. And they know it too. And I'm speaking collectively about white women as well. So don't come up in here with no mess. And this is why a lot of white women act the way they do. Because they have that epic level of protection. White supremacy centers around them. No matter what they do, you would never hear a white man degrade, debase, disrespect, and you would never see him put his woman out there to the whole world and degrade her and talk down the way black men do black women. So they want to talk about this 50-50 thing, like he said in the video, getting back on track. It's the black man that comes with this, what do you have to bring to the table? Let me tell you something, ladies, especially those of childbearing years, in your childbearing years. So a black man come ask you what you have to bring to the table. You let him know you're bringing your womb. You're bringing him a wife. You're bringing your domestic skills, cooking, or whatever the case may be. Because if you're going to cook, clean, do laundry, Go to the grocery store, buy everything, come home, make that house a home, cooking all the meals, taking out all the trash, doing all the laundry, the cleaning, and then meet his needs, and they want to talk this 50-50 crap. Let me tell you something, ladies. Don't fall or settle for that. Because if you're going to go for 50-50, this guy is basically a roommate. This is just roomies. You're going for 50-50, then he needs to cook and clean for himself. He needs to take out his own trash, do his own laundry, keep up his living quarters, get his needs met outside the residence. There's no way you should be going 50-50 financially when you're meeting his needs, keeping yourself up for yourself first, and then for him second, cooking and cleaning, doing the laundry, all that stuff. It takes a lot to run a house. And then if you got kids, oh, please, don't get me started on that. If there's children, you bringing a lot to the table. It said in another scripture that they don't like to quote, where it states, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. Tells you that in the Bible. Not my words. Don't get mad. It's not my words. But that's what it says in the Bible with regards to a man finding a good thing, which is a wife. But as long as you're dealing with a male demographic that thinks his shit don't stink and think that he is the prize, you're wasting your time. So this guy want to sit talking about how black women are argumentative, and a white woman knows her role and all that kind of stuff. A black woman knows her role too. She's just not going to sit up there and just bow down to you. Because the scripture says she's supposed to submit. You're not even loving her. Most of these black men ain't trying to marry you. Why would you submit to somebody who don't even want to marry you? Not even doing right by you. They want to compare black women to white women. Well, let's talk about how white men are builders, providers, and protectors, as opposed to the biscuit head, neckbone, bucket mouth bandits that continues to contaminate the black community. While you got white men that are builders and providers and producers and protectors in their communities, what are black men doing in the black community? The only thing they do is slinging community dope, destruction, death, and degradation. That's what the black man is doing in the black community. But want to blame the black woman for everything. Why submit yourself to somebody who sees you as beneath a white woman? Really? Why? One of the main reasons of the civil rights movement was for black men to have access to white women. It really was, because when Loving versus Virginia, a lot of people think that it's a black man and a white woman. Sorry to bust some bubbles here. Loving versus Virginia was consists of Mildred Jeter, a black woman who met and fell in love with Richard Loving, and who fell in love with her. And they got married. And due to the miscegenation laws that was in full effect in the South, they was in prison, was kicked out of the state of Virginia for 25 years. They took their case all the way to the United States Supreme Court. And it was ruled that miscegenation laws, which are interracial marriage, was unconstitutional. Once those miscegenation laws was struck down, black men abandoned the black community and abandoned their children. So now all of a sudden the black woman is dirty this and dirty that, and all she want to do is argue, and want to be in control. Well, what do you expect the black woman to do when her male counterpart is absent? What is she supposed to do when he's destructive, lazy, violent, and downright insolent? What do you expect the black woman to do? She has no choice but to carry the whole load. And if the black woman has to do it all by herself, then the black man has no right to demand any respect. Yeah, I said it. Anybody want to step to me about it? Hey, come right on with it. And I mean that. The black man doesn't do anything that requires the black woman to respect him. She's raising all the kids by herself. Over almost 80% of black children are raised by single parent households. Then black men want to sit up here and whine about welfare. Oh, welfare took the black, and all that old shit. Never want to take responsibility. But you have to understand something. When you're dealing with a male demographic that primarily consists of narcissists and sociopathic bandits, who think they're the prize, really, what do you expect? They blame the black woman for everything. But you got the gangbangers out here terrorizing the black community, slinging every dirty deed that you can slang. Dick, dope, death, drugs, degradation, and destruction, and disrespect. Did I say death? Yeah, that one too, in case I didn't mention it. But this is what the black men is doing in the black community. But somehow it's the black woman's fault. Black women, and then when they see a relationship failing between a black woman and a white man, they take pride and joy. Oh, y'all don't need to be doing a divestment. Let me tell you something. The longest and the most successful marriages are with black women and white men. Just because you have a relationship that may not work out, that doesn't account for all. Because 92% of all biracial children with black fathers are born out of wedlock. The fastest growing group of single mothers is these Beckys. Keep up the good work, gals. No. Black women, you have the absolute right to be loved, respected, and protected. No, you don't give anybody permission to devalue you. You don't give nobody permission to disrespect you. Like this guy who had a lot of grammatical errors in his speech. He lacked proper grammar and diction. But he sit up here and make all these asinine statements about black women. I refuse to keep company with a demographic of men who feels that I am the source and the bane of his existence and the source of all his ills. That's hatred. That's hatred. Black women, why would you want to be bothered with a man that hate you? Blaming you for everything. For all the ills, for everything that goes on in the black community, being blamed for it. I'm not going, no, They're like, oh, you'll be alone. So what? Being alone and being lonely is two different things. That's why you got so many women who are just foregoing being in relationships. You have women of other races, other backgrounds who are doing it. So if you got non-black women out here that are foregoing relationships, what does that tell you? What does that say how bad it is for us? I mean, look at how bad it is for us. We got to know for surety that it is. We ain't got time for that. Zero. We have zero time for that foolishness. Oh, yes, indeed. We got zero time for that. But this is what we're dealing with. They're always talking about you supposed to submit. Either submit or else. Or else what? Most of these black men ain't got a goddamn thing that's worth being accepted to offer to a black woman. So what the hell is a black woman submitting for? Submitting to what? You want to step off and walk because a black woman won't kiss your ass? Then goddamn it, walk. So what? So be it. We don't owe black men anything. They don't even give thanks. Don't even show appreciation for all that black women go through. They have their babies. Then you get a lot of them end up being a black woman's murderer. Her murderer. Because these boys, they grow up disdainfully disrespectful to their mothers. I refuse to do it. I made a pledge to myself. I wasn't gonna have any children with a black man. Nope, wasn't gonna do that. For what? Why would I sit up here and have a child with somebody who has no respect for me, hates my guts, and views me as the bane of his existence? Black women, look, where is it written that you have to marry a black man? It's not written. 24% of black men are with women of other races. And then you got what? Another 30-40% that's not suitable for marriage due to being in the correctional system. And then the ones who become successful, they go for white and Asian, anything but black. Because, see, they view white women specifically as an accoutrement to success. So when you got a demographic who has an accoutrement to success that has nothing to do with you or look like you, why in the F would you want to waste any time being with, dealing with, living with, marrying, and having children with? Not me. No, I'm not. Call me a bet wench. Call me, I've been called a bet wench. I've been called master's hoe. I've been called all kinds of stuff because of my dating preferences. And I just tell them, you pathetic little worm. You sitting up here calling me bed wenches, and I bet you got a white woman at home. I haven't got to talk about, well, that's beside the point. I said, oh, you think so? But see, that's what it is. Oh, don't no man want y'all black, nappy-headed and all that. Black men feel they can just disrespect us and talk to us and treat us any old kind of way, and we're supposed to accept that. And then, and get with a man. No, let me tell you something, ladies. Don't be messing around with an insolvent man. They want to call you a gold digger, so what? Women of other races, they ain't messing around with these broke black neckbone Negroes a lot. No. Why should we have to settle? Where is it written anywhere that the black woman is supposed to settle and put up with a black man not going to school, not getting an education, and just sitting on his ass, eating up your kids' food, tearing up your house. Ain't got time for that. Nope. Let these other women put up with that. They be like, you'll never find a man like me. Well, goddamn it, if I'm lucky, I won't. Serious, as simple as that. Nope. Because if I got to put up with what's out here, I have no problems in staying by myself. Yes, I've been married before. Nope. And I had to get rid of him. And so I changed my, I never really restricted myself. I dated whoever dated me. But after I left my husband, I just decided I'm just going to be more exclusive with my dating choices. Excuse me. I said, I'm just going to be more exclusive, with my dating choices. Because I got to seeing how black men feel about black women. I'm like, fine with me. I'm not going to beg. I'm not begging no man to be with me. I'm a black woman. Take it or leave it. Black women, stop apologizing. Stop trying to, no, damn them. Don't be trying to fight for their love. They don't want to give it to you. They don't like us at all. And I'm talking about collectively. You got these pissant, punk ass, poop putt, pseudo relationship, quote unquote relationship experts. I shall not name because they ain't worth being named. Who sit up here and degrade black women. And what I don't understand is, black women, why are y'all calling in to talk to these knucklehead, neckbone bandits? Why? So they can sit up there and try to tell you you ain't worth anything, that you need to look a certain way. You should never allow anyone to dictate your value. No, I don't care I don't care how tall, fat, whatever. I don't care what your hair length texture is. You don't let a man dictate to you, what constitutes you being beautiful. Because if that man don't like the way you look, he don't have to be bothered with you. And since he don't have to be bothered with you, why does his opinion matters? Want to say, oh, black women are argumentative, all they want to do is want to argue. No, black women want you to get off your lazy, funky ass and be a man instead of sitting up here laying around like a beta bitch. And I'm like, hell, why don't you try to be, you want to tell black women to be more like white women know their roles? Yeah, white men know their roles too. The white man know his role, and he does it. He's a provider. He's a producer, he's a builder, he's a protector, he's all of that. He's everything that the black male collective isn't. So next time these black men can tell me, well, white women are this way, well, you know what? Black men, I said, well, white men, they doing everything y'all not doing. And they can tell me, oh, white men don't want you, don't nobody want you, and all that kind of stuff. That, let them keep on doing that. Because they don't realize how that's backfiring. Because my fiance, God rest his soul, that passed away, he was white. And he said, a lot of these black men, what is it? He said, they don't realize when they badmouth y'all the way they do, that makes you just that much more interesting to us. And I said, well, they say they don't like us, this, that, and the other. And he said, well, look, unless a white man or any other man tells you he don't like black women, don't listen to black men saying that, because they're not the spokesman for all men. And that's true, because think about it. No white man is going to have a black man speaking for him. There's no other man, Asian, Arab, whatever. Black man has no power. They don't have no collect. They have nothing. Their whole thing, the only thing that black men, the black male collective, tend to take pride in is the Mandingo myth. That's their claim to fame. A lot of them think as long as they can lay wood, that's good. They're good to go. And it's really laughable when you think about it, because a lot of them ain't even good at doing that. Girls talk. Nope. That's all they talk about. And I'm like, so if these other women want to be with them ladies, just brush them off. It's like flicking a fly or some lint off of your sweater. Brush them off. Let them deal with it. I mean, seriously. I'd rather him go ahead on and be with them and be happy than to be with me and have me be miserable. I don't like black women. Well, so what? And your point in telling me is, so that's what they want us to submit. Now they got this movement going, submit or else. I'm like, or else what? Here's the thing. The black man has abandoned the black community 60 years ago. So who cares if you leave because black women won't submit to you? Here's the thing. Think about it, ladies. Check this out. Don't you find it odd that black men could sit up here and talk all this submissive bullshit, but they not talking about marriage? They ain't talking about marriage or family. They want you to submit. But they ain't talking about putting no damn ring on. They not talking about marrying you. But they want you to submit. Ain't that a bitch? Really? They want you to submit, but they ain't talking about marrying you. They ain't talking about doing none of that. Excuse me. I just had to get a little water. I'm a little parched. But they don't talk about marriage. But they just want you to submit. So in other words, they want you to bow down and put up with their shit. Now they say the white woman knows her role. She stays in her lane. You know why the white woman knows her role? You know why the white woman stays in her lane? Because her man does what the hell a man is supposed to do. Her man provides. He builds. He produces. He protects. The white man is doing these Asian men, Hispanic, they're all doing everything black men are not doing. But black men sit up here and complain about black women all day. I mean, that's just so bitchy. They worse than a woman with cramps. I mean, absolutely. They just sit up here and complain about. And why would a woman want to submit to you when you degrade her the way you do? They don't deserve our submission. They don't deserve it. Young ladies, stop dealing with these bastards. They ain't trying to do nothing for you. If they're not trying to marry you and you see how they living their lives for themselves, if he's a guy with multiple baby mamas and stuff, why would you want to be with somebody like that? That's a tramp. That's a tramp. That's a neck bone. I'm going to tell you right now, that's an irresponsible, neckbone, bastard ass bandit. Why would you want to be bothered with that? I don't care how big his phallus. I don't care about his phallus or his face. I don't care. All of those are bonuses. Because I'm going to tell you something. If it's a sex thing, I'm going to tell you, if you got the right man in your life who's doing everything he's supposed to do, provide, produce, protect, build, if you got the right man doing all those things and treating you with honor, defend your honor and treat you with respect, the sex with him is going to be good anyway. Because the way that man feels about you and respects you, all that's going to come through. You got these black men out here, they thinking as long as they can slang slaying they shit around everywhere. They don't think they have to do anything else. That's so pathetic. That is so pathetic. And you got a lot of these black men out here with 5 and 6, 10, God knows how many baby mamas. It's just so stupid. Here's the thing, ladies. If a guy's got multiple baby mamas and he ain't married to none of them, why are you allowing him access to you? A man needs to earn access. A man does not have a right to access you. Understand that, ladies and young ladies. I'm going to say it again. A man, regardless of his race, does not have the right to access you. But I'm talking about black men specifically, because black men think they're entitled to us. They expect you to just sit by and pine for them while they're throwing their non-black women up in your face. And you supposed to be there pining for them and begging you to be with them. I wish the hell I would beg a black man to do anything for me. Or to be, please. Nope. A man is a man to me. His color and race, that doesn't matter to me. And so look what they did to us in slavery. Yes, white people have very ugly history. Oh, yes, they do. No doubt about it. But I got to say this here. The black man ain't been no better. Even during the civil rights movement, black men treated black women like trash. They sitting up there preaching black and sleeping white. But that's a whole nother video. But this is what they sit here and do. Nope. Ladies, a man has to earn you. If a man does not know what it means to earn you, he has no business being in your face. He has no business being near you. I'm just going to put it out there. Has no business being near you. Black women, young black ladies, they don't protect us. Hell, they're the ones that's killing us. They're the ones they want to talk about, oh, white zaddy. Oh, and she thought the divestment movement is this and that. Oh, the divestment movement ain't what it cracks up to be, and yada, 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 and all that stuff. But you know what? Look at how they treat us. Want you to stick around. Black men, that's what it is. Black men expect black women to kiss their ass. And black men think because they have sexual access to white women, they think they're the prize. They do. They think we're the prize. Sisters, don't fall for that. Do not fall for the game. Don't fall for that at all. Because that's what it is. That's what they're thinking. I don't care how many women they sleep with or have sexual access to. I don't care. That does not mean you get the shit on me. That don't mean I'm going to sit up here and try to compete with these other women for you. I'm not doing that. If these other women want to be with you, then by all means, they can be with you. I ain't tripping about it. These other women want to be with them, let them be with them. We don't have to put up with that. You know, this is why the black woman is the most self-sufficient woman in the world. We had to be. We've been mules for centuries. Now that we're putting ourselves first and we're only going after men who got themselves together, now all of a sudden we're bed wench and we're masses hoe and we're gold diggers and all that mess. If black women were gold diggers, black women would be better off. You wouldn't have so many black single mothers if black women were gold diggers. And how's a black woman going to be a gold digger when most black men don't have anything? Black men are the brokest, male demographic in the world. Gold digger? No, when they call you a gold digger, that means they're mad because you getting yourself together. And what upsets black men, because they know that if you broke and you ain't got your shit together, don't no woman need to be in your face. Why should a man be getting punani when he ain't doing nothing? When he don't have a job, he ain't educated. Don't no broke man need to be in your face. No way. Stop messing around with these broke men, having babies with them. And don't be letting them play the slavery card on you either. Well, look at what they did to us as slavery, and they killed us all up in slavery. And they did, yeah, we know what happened. We know what happened in slavery, and we know what happened during the civil rights movement, and we know what's going on right now today. Even during slavery and in the Civil War, black men was moving foul on black women. Black men have been moving foul on black women for quite some time. It goes further back than the civil rights movement. When you look at the paper bag test from the 1900s and 1920s and all that, let's not sit up here and play. We got to be straight up on front real. We got to be totally real about it. They wasn't there for us. It wasn't. Ain't nothing else to tell other than the truth. Might as well tell it. It wasn't there for us. Get the flip out of here. They wasn't doing it. And they're still not doing it. There is no way I'm going to waste my time or my life, in making, making attempts in vain to try to convince a man who has nothing but contempt towards me, that I'm the prize, that I'm the one he wants. No, I'm not doing that. Ladies, do not waste your time dating men who think they're better than you. And black men do think they're superior to black women. You wouldn't date a white man that was in the Ku Klux Klan. You wouldn't date a white man that was a non-white supremacist. You wouldn't date. So why would you date a black one? Because black men collectively are very oppressive to black women. That's why black women are more inclined to be victims of domestic violence than any other racial group, regardless of socioeconomic status. It's real. No lies being told here. This is what's happening. They see black women get beat up or jumped or attacked. They laugh about it. They sit up here and beat up on black. There was a video recently where some black guys attacking and stomping these black women because they was recording being attacked and stomped. But you want to call black women gold diggers. If anything, black women are stupid for dealing with you broke, biscuit head, bucket mouth, neck bone bastards. If a black woman was a gold digger, if black women were gold diggers, black women would be better off. We would be married to solvent men. We'd be out there balling. Look at the Kardashians. They ain't messing around with no broke. No, everybody thinks, other women are encouraged to marry a man who got his shit together. But the black woman, she's supposed to take whatever rolls down the hill. No. Call me a gold digger. I don't care. Because when I lay down at night and when I wake up the next day, I know who I am. I know who I am before Yahweh Elohim. I know who I am. And can't nobody step to me and tell me different. Certainly not some old dusty dude. Not some old bucket mouth bandit can't tell me nothing. And these men and these black men, for the most, they don't take care of their kids. They don't pay child support. I don't understand this, sisters. Why? Why continue? You must know that you are worth more than what you think. You're worth more than what you give yourself credit for. And if I have to say it every day, then so be it. Don't need to be bothered. These biscuit head bucket mouth busters ain't worth it. Don't work, don't go to school. You know, they when you get these guys coming out of prison, watch out, heavy set girls, with kids. They see big women as easy pickings. They see fat women as easy pickings. No, don't be messing with. And you get these churches, the black church will sit up there and have these pen pal programs and be having the black women in the churches and young ladies writing to these bastards in prison. And then when they get out of prison, they can parole to your damn house. Oh no, that's a setup. Mm-mm. If a man can't vote, honey, he don't need to be in your face. If he can't serve on jury duty, he has no business trying to talk to you. Mm-mm. Why would you want to consort with a convict? But they want to sit there and call black women gold diggers? No, we ain't. We should have been. Because the Asian women and these other women out here, they're not putting up with that BS. That's why black women are the laughing stock. Because we fight for the bottom of the barrel. We sit up here and deal with the worst group of men in the world. Don't even require nothing from them. It ain't that serious. I don't give a damn what he looks like. Pharaoh, I don't care. I don't care what he look like. That man ain't doing nothing for you. He ain't trying to do nothing for you. He don't have no goddamn business being in your goddamn face. Has no business. So in this video here with this guy talking all this mess about black women, we've heard that before. But now we need to make it known that we heard it by making the moves that we need to make for us. We in 2022. This is the 3rd of January, 2022. If you bring in something from 2021, you starting off on the wrong foot. We don't owe black men anything. They make it clear they don't give a damn about us. So what are we waiting on? What is our deal? What are we waiting on? Nope. I ain't wasting my time. Refuse to do it. Ladies, don't let people come at you with the slavery card in their history and all of that. Yes, we're going through a racial reckoning here in this country. Yes, we are. But you know what? Here's the thing, sisters. If you don't want to date American men, you can date foreign men. You don't have to deal with the men. Because I have to admit, the men in this country are damaged. And I'm just speaking about all men collectively. They're damaged. They're either irresponsible. You got a lot of them racist. I mean, and I'm not saying there are no good men here, but I got to point out what's sprinkled in the midst of these good men. You got to be able to discern, because we got a lot of junk out here. And a lot of American men are damaged. You can meet men from other countries. We got the internet. You can easily meet men from other countries. I know a lot of sisters who have met men from other countries. I know a sister that used to live out here in LA in the Crenshaw district. Met a guy, I think it was an international website, Where Are You Now? And met this guy from Sweden. So they started talking and doing, Zoom, or what's the other one? Not Zoom, Skype. They was doing that, and stuff like that. They was doing the Skype, and he came out here, met her family and everything, proposed to her in front of her family. Oh no, she left. Now she lives in Denmark. They have 4 kids. 2 of them are twin girls. Beautiful babies. And she living her life. She living her life. She got up out of here and told her family that she was not coming back, that she would not move back to the United States. She told her mama and sisters, you might want to come out here. You might want to come out here. I've had my husband's friends. It's like, oh my God, you have any sisters? So I don't know if her sisters went. I don't know. Because I had lost contact with her. But I said, yeah, she told her sisters, come on out here. You got somewhere to stay. You got family out here. Yeah. So I heard one of her sisters was going out. I don't know. I can't confirm it. But yeah. She got the hell up out of here. And now she lives in Denmark. Got up out of here. Yep. And she said she would never come back to the United States. She said not even to visit. And she left here back in the early 2000s. Like around 2005 or something like that. So she's been gone for a minute. She probably done renounced her citizenship. Don't blame her if she did. Don't blame her if she did. Yeah. So that's it. Ladies, got a lot of stuff to think about. Because if you think these black men are going to change and come into some epiphany and realize that they have been wrong in what they have, in their contributions to the black community and the abuse that they have inflicted and murder on black women and their children, don't be expecting no awakening like that. Don't do it. We got to be straight up here. This is where it's at. This is what we're dealing with. We ain't got time for this foolishness. So, ladies, if you like this video, please hit that like and share and subscribe button. Like I always say, and I'll say it again, please be cognizant. Be aware of your surroundings. Always remain on swivel. And never leave your home without some form of protection. Thank you. And good morning. And have a beautiful day. More to come.